Hello, this is Mari Lane on the Buying Space channel. I am continuing my series on Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the four Gospels. I'm in Mark 8. Now, previously on this series, I read from this Bible and I displayed this Bible, and I've decided to switch out because these red letters in this book, in this Bible, indicate the words of Jesus Christ himself. And that's one of the wonderful things about reading the gospel. In this version of the Bible, actually they're both New Living Testament, but this is a red letter edition. It's important to own and read from a red letter edition. But since I know what the words of Jesus are in this book, I'm going to go ahead and read from this one and display this one so you all can see the words of Christ in red. Or at least, if you can't actually read the book, it will emphasize that this is directly from Jesus Christ. So we are in chapter 8. Jesus feeds 4,000. Verse 1. About this time, another large crowd had gathered, and the people ran out of food again. Jesus called his disciples and told them, I feel sorry for these people. They have been here with me for 3 days, and they have nothing left to eat. If I send them home hungry, they will faint along the way, for some of them have come a long distance. His disciples replied, How are we supposed to find enough food to feed them out here in the wilderness? Jesus asked, How much bread do you have? 7 loaves, they replied. So Jesus told all the people to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves, thanked God for them, and broke them into pieces. He gave them to his disciples, who distributed the bread to the crowd. A few small fish were found, too. So Jesus also blessed these and told the disciples to distribute them. They ate as much as they wanted. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 large baskets of leftover food. There were about 4,000 people in the crowd that day, and Jesus sent them home after they had eaten. Immediately after this, he got into a boat with his disciples and crossed over to the region of Dalmanutha. So there was a time before this that Jesus fed 5,000. But the original text in Hebrew and earlier versions of the Bible point out that this was for 4,000 men. I guess it was changed because of gender being removed. But actually what happened was there were 4,000 heads of household, if you want to put it in generic terms. But it was, in the original, it was 4,000 men who were head of the household, and their wives and their children. So these were whole families. There might have been people there just by themselves, but they count these things by head of household, or did back in this day. So it was more of a miracle than we realized when we were taught this in Sunday school, because it wasn't always pointed to that it was 5,000 households and then 4,000 households. So not that it would not have been miraculous if it just been 5,000 people or just 4,000 people, but it was not. And they had food left over. This is a miracle. And it makes me wonder about the disciples, because something's going to happen next. And the disciples doubt Jesus. They've seen him cast out demons. At this point, they've seen him raise the dead. Yet they didn't have faith for what's coming next. And aren't people like that? It's like the whole attitude of, what have you done for me lately? Well, he died on the cross to save us all from our sins. Does he have to give any more? He rose from the dead and is giving us an invitation to salvation and an eternity in paradise. What more could you ask for? But people act like, well, I got saved when I was young. And they were thankful and grateful and believed. And now they walk around like he doesn't exist. What more do you want? Just think about it. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.